You don't mind if I eat some goldfish while we do this, right? I need some more. 1 second. Oh, I'm back with more goldfish. Ready to do this. Ready to knock it out of the park. Well, I'm back. We're back. We made it. Another week. Another day. Another dollar. We're still here in quarantine. Good stuff. This week, we're going to be talking about this little guy and how much pain he has caused me. This week I decided to get into stop motion animation. I've always wanted to do it. It's always been a super big part of my childhood, and I thought it'd be pretty sick to try to figure out how to do it. I decided to make a little tiny short animation to see, I don't know, test the water, see how hard it'd be. Boy, was I not ready to make stop motion animation. Anyway, here's the clip. I actually had this idea of getting into stop motion animation last year. I was coming up with ideas for a film I was going to make for my senior project. One of the ideas I came up with was this one where I was going to make a documentary style claymation movie where I was going to interview people and then recreate their stories in claymation, which I thought would be pretty cool, and I still think would be pretty cool. However, I did some research at the time, looked into it, and it was just way too much for the time I had. I had like 2 weeks to do this project. Who wouldn't start a senior project, like 2 weeks before the end of the semester? Here's to procrastination. I've always wanted to do it, and it occurred to me, since I have so much time in quarantine, why not give it another shot? Try to play my hand, see how it goes. And boy, was I not ready. I didn't really understand very much about claymation at all, really. I just thought you kind of put clay stuff together and you just sort of move it and it does what you want it to do. So you have to make these metal frames called armatures, which this guy has a little tiny basic version of an armature inside him. It's just wire that you use to make a framework, so that then you can create and sculpt the character around that. Generally, an actual armature will be about $200 or so for this really fancy metal thing that has all these joints and sockets in it. It can do anything you need it to do to animate it. This little guy will cost me $0 because it's all my mom's crafting supplies. He does not do that, and so it made it very difficult. I understand now why you need to spend the money, because this thing is so hard to work with. It's just that making joints and making things posable and, oh man, just beginning to approach a scene with something that is it just moves too much, it has joints that I defined, but then the arms move too much and the clay comes off, and every time you move him, the clay gets patted down by your fingerprints, and so then he looks different every time. And yeah, there's a lot more to this than I thought there was. I think it's gonna be a long time before I really truly perfect this craft, or even get within the ballpark of calling myself, oh, I'm a decent clay animator. So I think I will be continuing to try this. I have a lot of ideas and I am willing to spend some money and some time on this, but this is as far as I've gotten, and it's tough. So, yep. Until next time, quarantiners. I'll see you in the next stop motion animation.